Hey, it's Em, here to do something a little bit different today. I wanted to talk about some of the language learning materials I've tried and which ones have worked for me and which haven't worked as much, or they've all been good but in different ways. So I have been learning Japanese for a very long time. Back in the 90s, back before every manga was translated into English, I used to have to order my manga from a Japanese bookstore and hope that somebody had online done a translation already. If not, I had to painstakingly use a Japanese dictionary to pick my way through the manga and suss out the story. So I learned some Japanese incidentally that way, also through watching subbed anime, the tapes you used to have to order online again, like, the fan subs. Now a lot of that is available through the mainstream media, Crunchyroll and things like that. But back then it was kind of the Wild West. So I was picking up Japanese here and there, bit by bit, that way. And then, I've always wanted to go to Japan. I was supposed to go in 2020. That didn't happen for what should be obvious reasons, and I still have not managed to plan a new trip. But in the meantime, I've been learning Japanese for several years, like more formally, simply because I wanted to have at least enough to get by when I'm there. That said, which materials have I used and which have worked and not worked, and what are the pros and cons of each? That's what we're going to talk about today. So one of the first things I did when I decided I wanted to learn Japanese for real was to enroll in a language school, and the book that we used in the language school was this Learn Japanese Volume 1, the new college text. This was fine for classroom use. It's not the kind of book I would necessarily recommend that you pick up and work with on your own, though. It's a lot of conversational practice kind of stuff. So there's that. I went ahead and started working with online language tools, starting with Memrise, which is a site that has both a laptop and a phone version. And I really like Memrise. I like the way it teaches, and I feel like I've learned a lot from it. But the frustrating part is that the computer version and the phone version do not communicate with one another. So you can't seamlessly swap from one to the other. Like, if I on a streak on my laptop, I don't go to my phone and have it be like recognize what I've already done or anything. It was frustrating enough that I deleted it off my phone because I was frustrated with the lack of communication between the two. Sorry, let me take care of the cat. Anyway, now that the cat is out and will probably want back in a minute. So yes, Memrise has worked very well for me, but I only do the computer version now because the phone version was such a pain in the butt. And I don't know if they fixed that. It's been a long time since I've tried. They've recently updated the computer interface version. The other downside to Memrise is that on the computer version, there are certain grammar lessons that aren't available on that version that are only available on the phone version. So if you're not doing the phone app, then you're missing some of the lessons. It gets quite convoluted. So again, I really, really like Memrise. I've continued to use it, but there are some hang-ups that I wish they would fix, and I don't know if they have because the communication from the developer or the whoever manages that is not great either. Not that I've gone looking, I just know that this grammar lesson thing has been going on for years. Like, I've been using Memrise for literally 5 or 6 years now, and this is an ongoing issue that I don't think they intend to fix, honestly. I think they're just like, yeah, you can't do these lessons on the computer. Which is obnoxious, to be honest. Especially since, I paid like for a lifetime membership or whatever, subscription. So I feel like I should get the whole thing, right? Anyway, there's the cat again. And now Carly is back in here. And we'll see. Yeah, I'm talking about you. We'll see how long that lasts. Sir? Anyway. Another thing I've used in tandem with Memrise is the Japanese from Zero and the Kanji from Zero. These workbooks are really handy, honestly. I really enjoyed them. I find working through them relatively helpful and easy, and it doesn't feel like work too much, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel too hard. And then also, if you want something that's a little bit more intensive, Tobira is definitely like a lot more sophisticated, I'd say. There isn't when you get it there, you get a code, and there is an online component involved, and this one is more work. Like, it's more like sitting down and really working. So if you want something a little more intense, then I would recommend this. And then of course there's Duolingo, which I also do, and I prefer Memrise overall, but Duolingo at least doesn't seem to have the issues that Memrise does. Of course, I'm only doing Duolingo on my phone, so it's a little bit different than trying to do it on a computer and a phone, or, wishing that it was a seamless thing, because I'm only using the one interface, and it works fine. I don't love the competition angle, like the feeling like I need to get a certain number of points. You know what I mean? Like, if it were just me trying to, if it were just me trying to get enough points for me, but I hate feeling ranked. I really dislike that. I'm not into that sort of competition thing. And I don't care for that. The Pearl League and the Obsidian League, if you know, you know. But yeah, I mean, it works pretty well. I still like Memrise more despite its issues, but I do both. I do them every day to keep my streaks going. And definitely what I like about those is that you're hearing the words spoken. And obviously, ideally, you would be in something where there's a conversational, or you could practice your speaking more. I have a couple friends who speak some Japanese, so I'm fortunate in that. But I'm still not really very confident in speaking Japanese, because I don't have, so far, a component that allows for that. Tobira might have something where you can do that, but I'm not sure. I haven't gotten super far in it yet. And I know there are online places where you can speak to native speakers and practice with them and stuff like that, but I haven't tried any of that. If you have, and you know of any that are good, let me know in the comments. And if you've tried any language learning materials that you recommend, also let me know that in the comments. I'm sorry that my camera is shaking. I'm not sure what's going on there. Am I having an earthquake? I don't think so. But I am in California. It could happen. And yeah, the other language I speak is French, but I grew up speaking a Louisiana French, and then just took French in high school and college because it was easy for me. I have used Memrise to brush up my continental French on occasion, just to, because sometimes the words we use in Southern Louisiana are very different from the words we use that are used, in proper French, because those are two branches of the same language from long ago. And so sometimes I'll be like, I don't know the word for that in like French, real French, continental French as I call it. But Yeah, so I do sometimes go back and practice French a little bit with Memrise. I haven't done it with any of the other, sorry, I'm looking at, is that a squirrel? Oh, it is. Okay, so, squirrel. Literally, I just had a squirrel moment. Okay, that's probably enough for now. Anyway, if you're learning languages, let me know what you use and whether you think it's worth it, what languages you're learning and why. I love that kind of thing. And I'm reading a really good book right now. It's The Thursday Murder Club, and it's the first in a series, and I'm just sailing through it. It's a lot of fun, and I'll talk about that probably in my next video. In the meantime, and until I see you again, I have to let the cat out again, and take care.